So my next guest of today's program is Syed Raza. Syed Raza, I know him from 2-3 years at least. I saw him that he's working hard and volunteering in different capacity in the town of Milton as well. So he decided this time, because I know that Zishan Hamid decided to move to the mayor election. So there are many people who decided to run for the regional councillor for Ward 4, and one of them is Syed Raza. So Syed Raza, welcome to the Toronto 360 TV, and I am really thankful that you give us the time. I know that you are running a very hard campaign and you don't have much time. Your door knocking is going on. You are meeting every day thousands of people, many people, right? And I'm wishing you best of luck in the beginning as well. And please tell me something about our viewers, about yourself, because people want to know who is Syed Raza.
Well, that's great. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me, 360, and particularly in your show. You know, it's a show which basically watched widely. Actually, your audience is great, so I think it's an opportunity for me to be connected with so many people, especially people who lives in Milton. So my name is Syed Raza. I'm running for regional councillor for Milton Ward 4. Okay. So before we get into the detail, let me explain you the boundaries of Ward 4. Right. So it's the south of Dairy. Okay, from 25 to Bell School, and it goes up to where we just before Oakville. Okay. So that's the complete boundary. But the urban boundaries are between Britannia, Tremaine, 25, and Dairy.
Okay,
so that's
what square.
Yeah, so that's what the urban boundaries are. Okay, so it's a very diverse population in that area. Okay, so I decided to run from Ward 4, and especially the current circumstances is that the regional councillor seat is basically there's no incumbent on that position. Okay, the current regional councillor decided to run for a mayor. Okay, so this is a seat which is open. Okay, so we can have another member of the community to represent them.
No, definitely you are one of the. I know that you're working very hard in a different capacity with the town of Milton as well. I know that you're helping our MP there as well for a different level of the programs he's running for. And you're well known in yourself. People know you that you are a very good volunteer as well, and you are always there and for the services of the common people there. So tell me something, when you're door knocking, Raza, what are the #1 issue that people want to really discuss with you?
Yeah, Ward 4 in particularly, there's lots of issues in that area. There's speeding. It depends upon which area of the ward you're knocking doors. Right, so there are difference when there's a new communities, they have a different issue. When you go into some mature communities, they have different issue. The challenge is Milton is the fastest growing community. We always talk about, right? So we've been listing this thing from last 10 years that this is the fastest growing community, but in actual, if you see, it's all residential growth. Okay, so what happened that the infrastructure is not matching the pace of the residential development. Okay, that's why the problems are accumulating. Okay, whether it's a problem for snow cleaning or problem for the zoning of different issues, the problem for road widening, the problem for parking, speeding. There's several issues. Okay, so it depends upon which area of the ward you're knocking, and the people come out and they ask tough questions.
So I know that there are several, one of the issue in that area, especially in your ward, is the parking issues. Because although there is very small parking with the houses, and sometime that the people have the visitor or somebody, they have only allow one side of the parking, not the other side of the parking. And people are always complaining about that. So that issue is very much is there, right? So if you are going to be a regional councillor, how you will resolve this issue?
Well, you really need to see, #1, you need to learn from your mistakes, okay? Which current council have not, did not listen to the residents, okay? The problems which we are facing in the new community, there's still the same problems happen in the previous communities as well. So we need to find a solution there, and then moving forward, we should not be facing the same challenges. Okay, so we save our time and efforts, and look into further development. Okay, so we need to see there is a certain number of days in a year you can park the car on the street. Okay, the challenge is in Milton there is approximately 3 cars on average household. They have 3 cars right now.
Yeah.
Okay, and the new development, the way the houses are designed, there's not enough space in it.
Mostly
right?
2-car can stay on
That's
the
the
parking.
maximum.
That's the
right?
maximum.
So
Yeah.
usually, if you notice that everybody has, they do some construction on the side and they make a parking pad, okay, just to accommodate another car there. Okay, so what happened? We are basically our green space is going away as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are certain challenges are coming. So we really need to look into it, that how we can solve this matter. We need to see, can we increase the number of days, okay, which are currently allowed. Okay, we need to see that in summers we can do differently, maybe in winters we can do differently, right? Because in summers we don't have a snow cleaning. Okay, so we need to look into the different areas, that how we can sort out this issue. Okay, number one thing, that you need to have a community engagement. Okay, listen to the resident of that particular area and then find a solutions accordingly, and see what the nearby spaces are available, whether those spaces are at the school or maybe at the nearest park or maybe at the shopping mall, because you know that you live in Milton as well. None of the strip plaza or anything open at night, right?
Yeah.
So those spaces are available, right? So see how we can utilize it, maybe some time management, that they need to vacate that place before the business is open. There's certainly things we can work on.
So as you've already mentioned that there are certain issues is going on. One of them is that although the population is increases, but the services are not up to the level where they're supposed to be. And after 9 or 9:30 p.m., most of the businesses are closed, and people have to either go to the Mississauga or go to somewhere else, Burlington or somewhere the city where nearby, or Oakville, to even go to the Madison or some of the area, right? It's very, very difficult. Even all of our shopper truck marts are closed by 12 p.m. There is none of the shopper truck mart. I don't know if there is any. Please increase my knowledge as well, because I'm new in that area, which can overnight open in the town, right? So there are many services which are, and there's a lot of opportunities for the small businesses as well there. So what do you think about Ward 4? Because Ward 4, I didn't see big, huge, really small businesses or the shopping plazas.
There are very few plazas
Exactly.
available right now.
Exactly.
Okay, there's lots of room available. Okay, which can be economically developed. Okay, we can do some economic development in the area. We need to make a business case to invite businesses.
Exactly.
Okay, I just don't want to name any particular business, but this is a market. Okay, there's a large population is available. Okay, they can spend the money locally if you have those services available. Okay, rather than they spend that money in Burlington or Mississauga or anywhere else, right? They can do locally. Not only they can spend the money locally, but they will create a local jobs. Okay, so there's two major benefits to that area. But this is all about the planning. When you are establishing a new communities, okay, we need to identify in which areas, what spaces will create a jobs and all those things, right?
So one of the issue I know that, and it is mentioned in your flyer as well, that community and road safety, right? And increasing population is going on especially in your ward. A lot of new buildings are. Especially on the Tremaine side, a lot of new houses are building, and expansion is going on. The new communities coming and emerging there as well. But I see that there are a lot of safety hazards are there, especially when near the schools. Even if you see in your ward, the schools are there. The road is very narrow.
True.
Right, and anything happen, right?
And this is what it tells you. It tells you when the current council approved these plans, they did not pay proper attention, did not do a proper research, okay, that how many people will be moving into the area, what will be the shape of the community, okay, and how many schools are coming, okay, and how they can, everybody knows that Milton is a very young population, right? Okay, so the school areas will be busy, Okay, so we really need to look into that area and find a solutions for that.
So one of the area where everybody is complaining about the Milton is that transit system. Their transit system is not very up to the level where it's supposed to be. Especially you see the GO station is in the downtown main street, right? And the tree main, if other end of the tree main is there, if the person is living and he want to go, either he use his own car, because it's not regular transit system is moving from your ward especially, there are not much transit is going to that place.
See here, like the current situation of Milton is, okay, you cannot replace car with the public transit.
Exactly.
Okay, because the public transit is not efficient enough. Okay, so we can reduce the number of cars on the road.
Yeah.
So the traffic congestion will stay.
Yes.
Okay. So what we need to do, we need to come up with an idea, okay, to have an adequate transportation available. Okay, we may not have a number of riders available right now.
Yeah.
Okay. But once you have the services available, then people start thinking about it.
Yes.
Okay. You remember during the COVID time, the TTC was continuously working.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
There was no ridership.
No rider there, even in
Okay.
the night time. Yeah.
Okay. So, but they still continue providing the services. Okay. Because you don't know what time who wanted to go. Okay. But this is an area where you can develop this habit. Says, okay, leave your car at home, and there's the connections available to go up to the GO stations, right? So we know we have a limited trains available. Okay, which is basically an outgoing in the morning, and for the evening they're coming back. So we can coordinate that routes, right? Plus the regional transit. Okay, regional transit is another a major issue, that there's no transit. If you wanted to connect to Oakville, Burlington, right? There's lots of kids who goes to different universities, right? And they wanted to reach out to the GO stations and all those. So there's no connections available, right? So that's why the parents are always running after, right, the dropping
Their kids to the,
Okay.
So they cannot go by themselves because not efficient system is there.
Absolutely. So if you live in Mississauga, right, you can go to, with using a Mississauga transit, you can connect to the
Square One area or Cokesville area or wherever you want to go.
You can go to the Brampton, you can connect to the downtown Toronto. Like there's several connections available. But unfortunately, our regional representation was unable to establish the regional transportation so far.
So this is because it's a growing town, and so one of the dilemma people are thinking that we are a town, a small town. That's why our budgets is the federal and the provincial provide the less budget as compared to the big cities like Mississauga, Brampton, and this is true, or it is?
Well, see here, like this is the town work with the different level of government.
Okay.
Okay. So you always need to make your case. Okay. It's a business case you need to develop, that this is the services we needed, from where we get the money for it. Okay. Whether we need to do a private funding for those, or we need to reach out to the province government, to provincial government, or a federal government. So we do have a provincial representative there, who's the sitting minister. Okay. And we have a federal member of the parliament there as well. So, you know, it's all about working together, okay, to benefit the community at large.
So Raza, I know that you are volunteering in a different capacity in the town, and you are living there a long time there. So tell something about that, what some of work you are proud of that you did it for the services of the community you are involved in, and that's really make you proud that I did something wrong.
Well, this is a fantastic question, right? So I'm very passionate about the volunteerism, and I've been an active volunteer for the community in different capacities. The area which I picked, and I served in several boards. When I say a board, because the board set a direction for different organizations. So my journey of start working in a board from a region of Peel, from Peel HIV/AIDS network. Okay, that's where I started, and then I moved forward to different other organizations. So always I made the commitment, where I work and live, I'll be involved in the community. So Milton, in particularly, I did represent Milton as a citizen member for the Development Charges Committee for 4 years, where I had an opportunity to work closely with the mayor, regional chair, and the other committee member from all over Halton. Okay, that was an excellent experience working with them. I'm a proud member for MAD Halton, okay, which is the Mother Against Drunk Driving.
Oh yes.
As I mentioned, that the public safety and road safety is very important for me. So I worked as a board member with them for a number of years, right? And we coordinated the Right Checks program. You notice the police Right Checks program at night. So that's the program we conducted, and that was fantastic. It's basically to make sure our roads are safe for the community. Okay, we did coordinate the youth programs. We go to the high schools and talk to the kids who basically wanted to, there'll be a future driver that we talk to them that how important it is to drive sober. Okay, and apart from this, I served in the area of education, healthcare, infrastructure, arts, and several other organizations. Okay. So the whole idea of working in different boards is to contribute in a level where we can set the direction. So we need to see that where we can generate funds for the organization, we can go and we can see that we need to raise the funds from a local organizations like United Way. We can go to the provincial organizations. So I had an experience working with a different level of government, okay, to arrange the fundings for different programs.
So wonderful. That's you have a very vast experience working with the town as well as with the different capacity, and that's something as an experienced person is running for Ward 4, and we're wishing you best of luck. But before having giving the message to the community, I have a last questions, and I'm asking to everybody who is running for the councillor or trustee or something, because I see that the crime rates are increasing around the GTA, in every town, every city, right? And drugs is also increasing, and those are the two things which is increasing the you can say the safety of the community. And recent incident happened in Milton as well. A small business owner is died. So as a Ward 4 regional councillor, what we will do?
I think number one, that was a tragic incident. Okay, and the entire is very sad on loss of the two local member of the community, and of course the a brave police officer from Toronto. So public safety is very important, right? Halton Police did a fantastic work, okay, to keep our community safe. So what we need to do, we need to increase the engagement of public. Okay, we need to see that we can run a program where the residents and the police have a joint program, okay, where we can have a better coordination, okay, to minimize these things, right? And I understand that the drugs is another issue which is going, but these all goes hands in hand, right? So we need to work in all those things together to keep our community safe.
But one thing, Raza, until the regional councillor or the mayor, if they not realize this is an issue, then I don't see a very concrete steps in the Mississauga as well. I talk several levels with the Bonnie Crombie, and several levels I raise these issues as well on a different capacity, but I don't see a very serious steps that need to be taken. And what's happened now in the Mississauga, I lived like 15, 16 years in this city, is going on that there's every week there are a couple of guns, violence issues is happening. Stolen car is on the high rates in this area, and drugs in every high school is there, and the children and high school children are taking the drugs. So I know that Milton at the moment may be very low crime rates, but that's not going to be happen after 10 years or after 12 years. And this stage we have to think about it, the future of our children. So what are some of the concrete steps we should take there?
I think there's a public engagement into this process is very important. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to have a joint committees, okay, where the officials from the police services and the community members work together, and it runs an education program. It's a public education program. Okay, so identify different things, identify the signs of these things, right? So they can catch those things at the first place. Okay, we don't need to. Milton is on the edge right now. These things are not there so much, but it start happening.
Definitely.
Okay. So we have seen an incident happen. Okay, we really need to go back and see that what mistakes have done, how this thing was happened. Okay, one of the with reference to this particular issue, one of the important thing came out of this that whenever you're hiring a new member, okay, of your team, right? So when you're hiring anybody in your company, okay, you need to do a very concrete background check.
Yep.
Okay, so you have a fair idea who you're inviting to your place. Okay, so similarly, like these things, okay, we need to discuss at large. Okay, so people have that information available and be comfortable in reaching out to your local police. If you are suspecting anything which you think it's not right, okay, it may be a concern. Okay, we really need to connect with them, and this will happen when they work together. So far, you know, not everybody is very comfortable in reaching out, right? So we need to make that process so simple, okay, and friendly that there should be no problem. If there is a misconception for anyone that this is difficult or why I get involved, okay, being a responsible citizen of the community, okay, it's important. It's important to get involved. If you notice something which you think it's not right, okay, let the people who are in the capacity, they can solve this, reach out to them. Reach out to them so these things can be resolved or addressed at the first place.
Thank you, Raza. And do you want to give some message to the Ward 4 community especially?
Absolutely. So my name is Syed Raza and running for a regional councillor from Ward 4. I do have a right education, I do have a right experience, and I'm looking for your support to resolve the issues which matter a lot. We have an issue, growing issues for the parking, we have an issue with the CN intramodal, there are so many issues which are not addressed. Last 4 years, that ward is continuously ignored. We need a representative who basically stay in a ward, work for it day and night, and make it a better place for all of us. So please support me and vote Syed Raza on October the 24th.
Thank you, Raza, for giving the time to Toronto 360, and we wish you best of luck that on 24th of October, you have a better results on the board, and wishing you best of luck.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
So I hope that आज के program आपको पसंद आया होगा. We try our best that we ask the question that in your mind, that is in your mind, आपके दिमाग के अंदर जो सवालात होते हैं वो सवालात हमने पूछने की कोशिश की है. और as I mentioned in the last episode as well, last week episode as well, that there are some concern in the city, right? The people are really worried about. People want to talk about that. Especially one of the snow removal is one of the big challenge for the seniors, especially because कि इतनी सारी बर्फ़ पड़ती है और उनकी जो पार्किंग होती है उसके आगे बहुत बड़ा एक ढेर लगा के चली जाते हैं. जो स्नो प्लोवर जो आते हैं वो सफाई करते हैं तो वो आगे ढेर लगा देते हैं और आसान नहीं होता लोगों के लिए वो स्नो उठाना बाद में, बिकॉज बिकम हार्ड एंड इट्स नॉट ईजी that can be removed. और वो तमाम टाउन्स और तमाम सिटीज़ के अंदर ये इश्यूज़ है, उसको इम्प्रूव करने की बहुत सारी ज़रूरत है. तो इस दफ़ा एक ये बहुत बड़ा इशू है. दूसरा, ट्रांसिट सिस्टम डेफिनेटली अ बिग इशू for this election. And the third and the important issue is the crimes rates increasing in the town and the cities. Guns violence is increasing, drugs is increasing. That how the town and the cities can play the part. तो हमने यही सारे सवालात आज पूछने की कोशिश की है. Try to read the mind of the people, and I hope that you like the program of today. Inshallah, Arif Jahangir will come back next week with the different pupils who are running for the councillor election in different capacities. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.